The Antonine Wall was a series of great forts and defences stretching the breadth of Scotland, or Caledonia as it was known to the Romans. These great forts were home to thousands of Roman troops, legionaries and auxiliaries. Now let's join Adrian Cox of Historic Environment Scotland to have a glimpse into the daily life of Romans living along Scotland's Antonine Wall.
I'm here today in Bearsden. Today it's a busy urban environment, but if we were standing here 1,800 years ago, we'd be right at the edge of the Roman world, right at the edge of empire. I'm Adrian Cox from Historic Environment Scotland, and we're here today at Bearsden Roman Bathhouse. The fort here at Bearsden was one of several along the line of the Antonine Wall, which stretches for 37 miles east to west across Scotland. And the bathhouse behind me was situated in the annex to the fort, and it's one of the best preserved buildings on the whole Antonine Wall. I'm now walking into the changing room of the bathhouse, which is where Roman bathers would have maybe shared some gossip, shared some news with their colleagues, and then hung up their clothes and proceeded into the remainder of the bathhouse. We're now walking into the main hall of the bathhouse, which is known as the cold room or Frigidarium. And here bathers would have a choice what sort of pleasures they would like to indulge in. First stop for a Roman soldier might have been to come into here, the hot dry room or Sutherland, which functions rather like a modern sauna does today. Bathers would take a seat on the benches lined around the walls of this room, and where they could benefit from the elaborate central heating system which heated both the floor and the walls. Warm air was circulated around the room from the furnace, which is over here, and it passed underneath the stone slabs of the floor, which could reach 40 degrees C, so it's really very warm and comfortable in here. It's incredible to think that 2,000 years ago, just where I'm sitting now, Roman soldiers would have been chatting, maybe telling a few jokes, sharing bits of news and enjoying the comfort of the hot, dry room. I'm now walking into the steam range, the so-called Tepidarium. This functioned rather like a modern Turkish baths does. There was no soap in the Roman period, so the bathers would have used olive oil, which they would have rubbed over their bodies, and then they would have scraped it off using a flat-bladed knife called a strigil. This area of the bathhouse was the furnace. It would have been too hot to sit where I am today, but perhaps a slave would have kept the fire going here, and the hot air would have circulated under the floor and up the walls to provide heat for the steam range. After a warm, steamy visit to the baths, this cold bath would be a lovely spot just to cool down. It's a wee bit chilly. The Bearsden Roman baths are an incredible survivor of Roman occupation 1,800 years ago. It's amazing to take a glimpse into the lives of Roman soldiers stationed right here on the edge, the very edge of the Roman Empire.
Join us for the final part in our series as I ask, where did the Romans go?